Ooh. Hello and welcome to Wednesday Night Onlyfigs. I am your host, Mr. Modern Toy Fair, and I am joined by the founder of the NEC Illuminati, the delayer of shipments, the procrastinator of pre-orders, my YouTube wife, Mrs. Modern Toy Fair, Jarmar _games. But that's not all. I'm also joined by the man Modern Toy Fair has full custody over. The man Optimus Prime Pop, but he refuses to stop. The Twilight Knight, the Master of Mac, the three-pump chump of taking the show off the rails, Nate.
What
How's
up?
everybody doing? Well then, you'd think after the episode we just recorded you'd be in a much better mood.
He's just like,
Yeah, I mean, it's just hard to like replicate that high and excitement you have when you have like a really good show, and then you know that the next thing that's leading it's not gonna be the same.
Wow.
We should just had the
Wow.
guest stay on.
I mean, listen,
And
I
then
debated
just,
on
like-
it, but I didn't want to be rude because he seemed like he was ready to like peace out and go to
Well,
bed.
I mean,
also,
he did say
he
it's nap
basically-
or it's bedtime.
He basically just said that Jamar just said that he likes the guest more than either one of us.
Well, that's not shocking to me at all. I thought I was more insulted that he
Wait,
liked the guests more than he liked being involved with our community that we've created. That's how I took it. So for anyone who
Wow.
Jamar was your
I'd say the
favorite, never meet
energy-
your heroes.
The energy
Yeah.
was so high and contagious that it's just hard. When someone leaves the room like that, you're like, whoa.
I mean, you're not wrong. Which
Little empty now.
fair warning for next week's episode. It gets off the rails a lot.
But
So-
it's interesting.
Yes, it's interesting. It's all like conversation, but we definitely get off topic quite a bit. But we definitely have a lot of fun. So it's all downhill from here then. Yes, Jake, at
Yes.
least for Jamar. Me and Nate, we're going to have a blast probably, but Jamar's just a pout in the corner, like the Debbie Downer that
Yeah.
he is.
Yeah.
So numbers game.
Yes. So tonight's number is going to be between 1 and 35.
Mm-hmm.
So 1 and 35.
So it's 34.
So it's 2.
How many Chuck Norris and the Karate Commandos figures were released? Chuck Norris and the Karate Commandos. How many of those were released?
Oh God, I'm gonna regret the fuck out of this answer, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Good. I'm glad.
Like, I feel my answer's too high, but I feel like almost has to be.
I really need to get a new board because I don't have.
Any space left?
Yeah. Also, I need to I keep forgetting to bring another Sharpie down here, other than this like light green one that I'm using. So, yeah, I don't. There's no possible way you could read that, but I'll just say it out loud too.
Well, we've got a couple guests, and Mr. EO. I don't know if you can't. You have to pick one. You can't guess 2 numbers.
It's not the lottery.
Yeah, you can't just be like, "Give me the Powerball."
Although that's not a strategy that I didn't try.
I guess technically
Surprise.
I should have not said anything. I could just roll a bunch of numbers, and then whichever one won was my pick.
Yeah.
That's
Damn.
why I tend to go. I always go last. Like when you guys show your numbers, I now go last.
You always go last usually.
But no, I'm
you're
just
the
saying
right-
I wouldn't.
No,
I
in
wouldn't
showing
specify.
the number.
Yeah, I'm saying because you're revealing the answer, so you always
Right.
have gone last.
So I wait until you guys show me what your number is.
But if I was
Or
like,
did I-
these are my numbers, then
I just be like, here it is.
like
Right.
we never made a rule saying I couldn't pick not multiple numbers. I guess technically, so that's what the
Technically,
joke
that's
was.
true, but that's why I wait for you to specifically tell me what number you chose.
So you were prepared for the tomfoolery.
Yeah, I know what I'm getting.
I believe it. Yeah, you. All right, are we ready?
Oh yeah, I am ready. I'm
All right,
ready.
3,
I'm waiting for you.
2. I've been ready. 1.
Mine's 11.
Mine's
I don't know if you
19.
can See that?
And we are going with the movie poster of the Bo Derek Classic. I don't think I ever
Jeez.
used this. in the numbers game, did I?
I don't know.
Did I
They
ever
were
think
include
so.
10?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an old
What a
movie.
bit of a streak right now.
You have been on a streak.
Yeah.
I mean, last week you had it dead
10.
on, and I got confused.
Yeah.
So I was like, I
Yeah.
won, and then I'm like, wait, no, Jamar actually picked the right number. So I was like, I was one off.
Released in 1986 by Kenner, Chuck Norris and the Karate Commandos was also accompanied by a 5-episode animated series.
I mean, I did call that mine was too high, so like,
That is true. It is true.
Yeah.
It's very true.
I mean, in the chat, Mr. EO beat Jake. He had 13 and Jake had 21. So
Yeah.
He too was too high.
mm-hmm.
He was higher than what you were.
Yeah.
So this week, funny enough, I have
Nothing.
Yeah, I don't have a 0 on here, but yeah, I don't actually have anything. I haven't had anything like ship out or year of the Nindoroid pre-orders. Nothing's just just saving some money.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, I did the opposite of that this week, so one of us had to.
Sweet. Yeah.
But yeah, so on to you, Michael. I'm happy I beat you.
Yeah. So glad. I mean, I guess it's best for the person with nothing to go first, I guess. Because if you follow up something and then go to nothing, then that might lose some viewers. So I got a handful of things. Technically only one new thing. So this past week, the Indiana Jones figure started hitting Targets, and I found out, and I began panic going to Targets because I knew Indy would be the one that's always missing. And I'm an impatient child, and I also have a YouTube channel, so I didn't want to have to wait for a Big Bad Toy Store to eventually ship it. And I went to the first Target, and they were like, all gone. Not a single one on, like, not even Merriam, none of them. And I went and checked, and they were like, oh, we just got them today, so, like, in theory, they could be, like, still on the pallets in the back, but, because they already put all the toys out, and I'm like, that tells me that someone bought them all, because you have all the other figures out, like the kids' toys and stuff. So then I went and they like told me some of the other stores that didn't have them yet. So the next day I went after my wonderful girlfriend went and checked hers, and they didn't have Indy either. And I went and checked the one on Arlington randomly on a whim, and I got my Indy, and I'm super excited. He turned out really cool. A few weird things that I'll discuss in the review, but check that out next week. But yeah, so super excited to finally get a good Indiana Jones figure. Nothing against the 3 3/4 line. They were good for what they were, but I just don't like 3 3/4 figures, which is weird. Because for the guy who wants all the play sets and dioramas and vehicles, you think that would be my bread and butter. But
no, give me more space.
There's not a lot of it right now. So
yeah,
I get it.
I guess
my only question. Oh, go ahead.
Oh wait, I think you might ask the question that I'm thinking of asking.
So I
can't look up his skirt
first. Then
wait, say that again.
I said I can't look up his skirt. He doesn't have one.
Wait, that wasn't the question you asked, was it, Nate?
Well, no, I was just because I wasn't sure.
Oh, just
Nate,
to clarify.
Nate looked up peaches a few weeks ago, so I wasn't sure if that was where we were going.
What was the question?
I just wondered when it was gonna be up for sale on Facebook.
Fuck you. That one won't. Asshole.
I was more so curious as to like what kind Target employee did you get that was like, let me look up the stores who haven't received them yet. That seems very above and beyond.
Well, they didn't look at what didn't
commended.
receive. They just like looked up to see if they had it, and then they clicked a little button to see if other stores had it, and no other store in the area had them in stock. So if they just started arriving that day, I did the math in my head of like, okay, if they show in stock and someone bought them here, the other stores wouldn't show out of stock yet, which means they hadn't got them. So I knew what stores to check. So yeah, it was more me doing the work than anything else. But no, they were kind enough to at least look up to see if they had. He even went in the back and looked to see if he could find them. And he's like, yeah, I don't see anything back there. So I'm like, he's like, they're either on a pallet or it just hasn't updated. Real quick before I move on to the big money that I spent. This week I got Mafex Gambit and Spider-Man Carnage VHS pack. That's awesome. I only got one of the indie figures from Big Bad. Oh, I didn't know you were getting them, Jake. Nice. Right, is his beard full or two-faced? I opened him in the parking lot. because they only had one, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway. But I opened the parking lot. He did have full beard, no Two-Face bullshit. Hey fellas, hey, what's up? All right, so I went to C2E2, which if you clicked on this, you saw the wonderful thumbnail that would probably be considered mildly misleading because I didn't really buy something at C2E2. I spent a bunch of money on something I already had at C2E2, which if you notice, my wall behind me is oddly empty above those Spider-Man figures.
Okay. That makes sense.
So I am a huge X-Men fan, even bigger X-Men animated series fan. So I decided, since the cast was going to be there, at least most of them, I was going to have them sign the retro figures because most of them look like those characters, the Jim Lee versions, which were what the 90s were. So that's what we got in the cartoon. So first up, we got Storm. And after discussing with a few friends, I did decide to get them all in the same color so they matched. And each of them did either like put the name of the character that they played on it, even if it wasn't obvious, or put like a quote or something special. One of them, though, I do have to get redone. I'll get that in a second. I did get the Dark Phoenix one signed. I wish it was the normal Phoenix, but I was like, I'll take what I can get. The actress who played Jean was there. She's super nice, super talkative, to the point where like the other cast members were kind of making fun of her because they had no line whatsoever. So like I was just bouncing between each of them, and I got to her, and we were standing there while she was just like having a full-on conversation, getting to know every aspect of these people's lives. And she went and like walked off to take like pictures with them and didn't come back. So I was like, all right, fuck it, we'll come back to her. And we went over to the guy who played Gambit, and he's just like, man, she's like abandoned you. You have the most patience I've ever seen. And like,
please tell me. Oh, go ahead.
No, what?
Did he do like the voice at all? Like with the accent?
No, the only one who did the voice, ironically, is the one that I have to get redone.
So I just be curious if like he just talks. He's like, "Hi there."
I mean, no,
instead of like
none of them
like,
really like talked in the voice. They all just kind of talked in the normal voice, except for one of them.
But I mean, I don't know. Don't break the illusion that I have in my mind.
What, that all voice actors sound like their characters in real life?
No, I just because he has this like a specific accent.
Oh, he doesn't
like,
have that accent in real life. He is very pretty though, so he has that Gambit like charm to him, but he doesn't have the Cajun accent.
Yeah, that's I just would. I don't want to know.
Yeah, no, he could talk your pants off, just not with just because he's pretty, not because he.
Well, he could if he wanted to. He just doesn't do it naturally.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he could forcibly. It'd be like, yeah, this is Gambit, sure, like and all that. Yeah, so they don't do. I never said it was. They don't have a Tiger Stripe Wolverine on retro card, and after the debacle with Kevin Conroy, I told myself I'm not going to go through that again, so I at least want to have a proxy. So I did get the training suit signed instead. You can't really see it, but you can kind of see it there at the top, up by where the art is. He did the W, so it has like claws. Let's see if maybe if I get closer, you can see it.
I can clear.
Yeah, so he did that.
Yeah.
So
cool.
Yeah, that was really cool. What else we got down here? All right, speaking of Gambit, we got the Gambit as well. Fucking goddamn glare. Which, let's bring him up here.
Oh, I was like, I don't see the signature on it. Yeah. Now I do.
Yeah, like the blue pops in like when you see it in
just
person. It's just because the
glare was
and everything.
blocking it.
I debated on taking them out of their plastic prisons for the figure shields that I used, but I just haven't done it yet. We got my absolute favorite character, and probably the nicest dude there. Like this dude, like he sat there and was just chit chatting, talking about other things he's done. Like here's so many things. He was a voice actor in the Ewoks cartoon. Like he was apparently the chief in that, and I had no idea. So like, yeah, he was super nice. He even like did a little quote. You cannot reason with a closed mind, but beast. So yeah,
that's cool.
It is awesome.
Sadly, the last one is the one that I have to get redone because
oh no,
I brought my own marker, but it was like a light blue because I didn't have like a dark blue. Well, everyone there had a dark blue paint pen, So they just did it themselves. I'm like, well, I'm not going to use mine then because then it won't match. So it was cool, except for her. She didn't have that color. So she went to borrow someone else's, and she just grabbed one without looking, and she grabbed a normal Sharpie. And before I could stop her, she'd already started writing.
Oh, no.
So it's kind of depressing. But Rogue, and she was the one who actually like did the voice, and she wrote like "Hey Sugar," and then put her name, and then like put "Love Rogue." So like you can put a little heart. So like she did like so much. She was super nice. So I didn't have the heart to be like, can you maybe go over it or something? So I'll just have to buy another one and hunt her down another time. But for the time being, it's fine.
Don't say hunt her down another time, but that would have been. I would have loved to hear him do the Gambit voice, and then hear her.
They were sitting
do the
next to each
Rogue
other
voice.
too. That's the best part. So they
Oh
could have.
man. Yeah.
But yeah, like it was a blast meeting all of them. It is funny because Cal, the guy who played Wolverine, you can tell that he loves what he does.
Gene?
Not super knowledgeable about it though. Because I pointed out, I'm like, yeah, it's not the costume that your version wore, but they don't have that one in this style. And he's kind of looked at it confused, like he was like, it's the right colors, so that's gotta be right. And I'm like, I mean, if you have the pictures of your character right there next to it, that one of these things is not like the other. But let's move on.
Well, you think unless he's like watching everything he does. I mean, I guess at this point in time,
this dude is either super into the product or he just is super into the like attention of it, because like he was the only one decked out in like X-Men gear. He has like an X-Men bomber jacket with his name on it that like was specific to Wolverine and shit. Like he was super into it.
so that is weird then.
So yeah, like the fact that he didn't like realize like it wasn't his Wolverine when I pointed it out, like I'm just like, maybe you're just really into the experience of meeting people at cons or something, and you're just excited that people
maybe he just thinks he's Wolverine in all versions of Wolverine.
That's true
There's
too.
nothing
He
wrong with
only
that.
see
That's true.
himself as
I mean,
Wolverine.
maybe he sees himself as the Kevin Conroy of Wolverine. He's like, I am all Wolverines. Because he even had like, when you took pictures with him, he even had like the fake claws that people get, like that you like put between your fingers and the thing. Not implants, like they have like the grip on it.
It's like he went all the way out.
I mean, he seemed like he would if he could. So like he was super into it. But yeah, it was just funny to me that was just like, huh. Let's see. Picture of Chris Evans. No, I wasn't gonna spend $300 for that, and even then, it was sold out anyway. I didn't even see him. Like they had his entire area like blocked off, so that way us peasants who couldn't afford it couldn't see him. I mean, it still looks good. It does, but it's not quite as, it doesn't pop as much, and like Sharpie just doesn't do the same as paint pen, unfortunately. So it's not a big deal. I mean, the figure's fucking $25. That's gonna be the easy thing. Hard parts is gonna be figuring out what con she's gonna be at next time that's near here.
Are you gonna get there and be like, this is the one you did last time? Can you do that?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be like, listen, I really liked what you did last time. Here's a picture. Can you do it, but with this marker? Mr. EO, I don't know if it was $300, but usually like big celebrities like Chris Evans, you're paying at least like $150 to $300 for autographs and pictures. So that's pretty standard for them. Big Troy, I didn't see C2E2. I'm sorry. Yeah, we were there Saturday from, I want to say maybe 11:30 to 6:30 or 7. We were there for most of the day. We walked around the merch floor like multiple times, just kind of meandering. There was a bunch of, she bought more than I did, but then again, I spent like $300 on signatures, so I was not really feeling like spending money on stuff that I could get elsewhere at that point. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. I got to see, like we talked about earlier, I got to see Dave while I was there. We chit chat for a bit. I did take some footage. I haven't had a chance to watch any of it back. I'm probably not going to have anything super crazy, but I will have a video both for the channel that will probably be a little shorter, and then an extended version for Patreon. So again, it's not like anything super crazy, because I just was kind of taking stuff casually, because I wasn't going through each merch stand and shopping. It was more so like I took some videos, some specialty stuff, some cool cosplayers. There was a point where we were taking a break, and we were just like leaned up against this wall, and just happenstance, these two cosplayers dressed as Cammy, I think that's her name, from Street Fighter, stopped in front of us and were like taking pictures. But here's the kicker, Jamar. So one was female. The other one was this jacked dude. Like, dude was fucking jacked and like was full get up. He was all into it. He had a wig with the braids and everything. And
I was gonna say he was Cammy too.
Yeah, he was Cammy too. And they were just like doing all these poses. Like they were there for about 30 minutes while like taking pictures and stuff. And me and her just looking. She was like, "Yeah, I'll see a point in leaving yet. I'm still a little tired."
Enjoy the
And
view.
did you get photos of that? I'm just curious for people who subscribe to Patreon.
I mean, I did take
curious.
a video of people taking pictures of them.
Oh, okay.
How many of the pictures that got taken are you in? Like in the background?
Oh, from there, probably a handful of them because we were on the
other people
because we were like the like there was a loop of like people around them, and then we were on the wall behind them.
Right.
So like we probably were in a lot of their pictures.
Let's look up C2E2.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing.
C2E2
C2E2 cosplay.
Oh man, let's see. Yeah, but a lot of actors and voice actors can't watch their own stuff. That's fair. I mean, aside from editing, I don't watch any of this back.
That's the reason why I don't either.
Yeah, I'm sure that's your reason.
Yeah,
I watch it. I've been watching it. I'm a big fan. Thought about joining their Patreon.
Yeah.
Who, C2E2 or the Cammies?
No, our show.
Nate's finally on board now that we're getting big time guests that he's fans of. He's like, I'm a fan of the show suddenly.
Like, I'm looking up C2E2 cosplay, and like all of these are from like 2020 or 2019.
I hate Instagram's algorithm.
Or
like even if you put recent, like that's never
like,
anything.
Yeah, like some of these are like from like 2019, legit. Like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I'll go through and I'll see if I can hunt one down. So I guarantee we've got to be in a handful of people's pictures just behind creeping.
Yeah. So.
Let's see. So that's why you didn't watch WrestleMania. Yes, I was in Chicago, so I didn't really have a means to watch it. That's amazing. Something for everyone. What does Nate think of the thumbnails with his face?
I love them. I love them all. I think they're amazing. I'm a big fan of me.
We definitely weren't. I was just gonna say we weren't doing this against your own wishes.
No. These are definitely some of them I've posed for specifically.
Oh yeah, a lot of them you've been like, here's your thumbnail.
Yeah. Some of them have been my covers on Facebook. One of them has been for a while now. That one
wasn't even like that was Patreon exclusive because I was like, that's not gonna work for the thing, but it worked out for like Patreon enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's job security if nothing else. Like we can't replace you.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, it's
right.
hard.
I mean, we have enough headshots that we could like.
This is true. I've got. We're on episode 61 at this point, so I've got enough different Nates that I could probably keep us going for a while if he like suddenly just pieced out.
That's true.
I mean, hell, that's what
you're gonna say something else.
if he dies, that's what you're saying.
Like, if he just suddenly dies.
I mean, that's what I do with the live stream because I try to do the premiere thing where it like schedules it in advance to like show people like, hey, we're gonna be live tonight. I've just been using old thumbnails of your face and mixing them in with the new for this. So like, I'm already technically recycling your face regularly.
It's fine. Recycle away.
It's kind of like the poor man's AI.
Yeah.
There's no plastic in this man's face.
I have approved my likeness to be used for this show in perpetuity. Yeah.
Perpetuity.
I don't know how well that'll hold up in court if I can't say the word, but you know.
I assume like it won't matter because if we're in court, you're the one suing us, so it will help us.
Well, his family.
Yeah.
So in case he dies and we have to reuse his face.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he meant like if he didn't want to be the thumbnail anymore.
No.
Just in perpetuity.
Yeah, I was going with the idea that like he quit and it was like, you guys can't use my likeness anymore. And he's just like, but I've already given you permission kind of thing. I get it.
Yeah.
He doesn't watch the videos, but every time he sees his face on YouTube, he hits like.
I give up. I
man.
don't see Cammy on here.
That is everything I've got though.
You didn't get anything else in C2E2?
No, because like most of the stuff there, it was stuff like that I could buy elsewhere, but it was more expensive because it was at a big con nonetheless. So I'm like, why am I going to do that? Like I was already hurting from the $300 I just spent to get some signatures, and I was also pretty salty at that point because I have to re-get Rogue's signature. So like I was just like, I'm not buying shit. Like if I found something cool that was specific or like something that
you should have bought a Rogue figure and then gone and gotten it re-signed right there.
Well, here's the problem though. That would have cost me $25 on the spot plus an additional $60 for a signature on the spot. So I would have spent.
No, I would have
$85.
went back and be like, "Yo, just so you know, I have my receipt."
I was not going to be the Karen of the con. Thanks though.
Then you could have given her the figure and been like, "Hey, set this up at your table to show what people." Yeah, or you could just sell it.
Yeah. I mean, she was nice enough that if I would have said something, she probably would have redone it. But I didn't want to be that guy. I was like, it's fine. The new series is coming out this year. They're going to be doing cons like crazy. I'm just happy I was able to get most of them out of the way when their lines were abysmal. I was shocked at how little their lines were, though. Like, I knew it wasn't going to be anything crazy because I'm like, they just started like doing cons. It's going to be like Kevin Conroy when he started. It's going to be, pretty low, but like there was maybe like 2 to 3 other people there like the entire time I was there, and that was included like me stepping aside in between each one to take things out of the figure shields and like let the paint pen dry and shit. So like I was like kind of shocked. Borderline felt bad to the point I'm like, I kind of just want to hang out here and talk to them all, but like I don't.
You could have for another $65.
Oh no, not even that. Oh, so get this. Oh my god, I almost had to be a Karen. So like we got Wolverine first. So the lineup went like down the tables: Wolverine, Beast, Jean, Gambit, Rogue, Storm. So we started at Wolverine because it was just the closest to us. And we got done with him pretty quick. I went to do Beast, and there's this girl who just happened to walk up because her friends were getting an autograph with Wolverine, and she's just sitting there with her beer, chit-chatting with the dude who plays Beast, asking him questions. Meanwhile, I've already paid my money. I'm just standing there waiting patiently, and even like his handler is just like, hey, like she didn't give us money, like she can fuck off, like and she's finally like after 5 or so minutes kind of looks, she's like, oh, are you trying to get something signed? I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh yeah, I'm just there chit chatting, waiting on my friends. I'm like, I know, I can tell. he's like, oh, I thought she was with you. I'm like, definitely not.
You're like, I don't know her.
Yeah. I would not want to do not want to be associated with her. But yeah, so that was entertaining. So we both just kept looking at each other and then looking like she's because like it wasn't like her back was turned to us. So I'm like, are you just this dense that you aren't realizing that like there's people here who are actually here for the thing that like you're supposed to be doing? And I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, or maybe she did. She paid $40 just to chit chat with them. Maybe I'm like, I don't know what was going on. Yeah, so it was a whole thing. Hell, I would have if there wasn't a line. I'm assuming Jake Mean's gone back to Rogue.
Or just sitting and chatting.
Oh, sit and chat. Yeah, that makes sense. Again, I considered it, but it was mostly I didn't want to make her sit with me while I sat and chat with them. Because she was excited and she wanted to go see the other stuff. So I was just like, I got my thing out of the way. We took my stuff back to the car so I didn't have to carry it around. Because I was thinking about it, and then I got paranoid that something was going to happen. They were going to get like damaged or something. So I was like, do you care if we walk back to the car real quick?
I remember, speaking of what you were talking about, though, like I think it was the last time I was at C2E2, which has been almost 10 years now. I got Ashley Eckstein's autograph that does Ahsoka in the Clone Wars. No line. Now
you couldn't.
That's
probably pre-sell out.
You can't even get near. Yeah. But yeah, I got to hang out and talk to her for a little while just because there was nobody around.
Yeah, and that's how Kevin Conroy was. When I went to Wizard World Chicago to meet him the first time, I met him 3 or 4 times total. And the first 3 times, each time there's maybe 5 to 10 people in line. There was one time there wasn't, and me and my buddy just stood up there and chatted with him for a while. And like towards the end there, like the line was, Stan Lee levels almost, where it was like he had to have like a booth that was a little deeper so he could fit so many people. So yeah, it's crazy, like when they first start out, like doing their con route, like how few people like get on board, but then once they get the a little steam behind them, suddenly it's like, oh, you can't even get close. Kind of like Kevin Eastman. Just 4 years ago he was at Hall of Fame City
in Canton,
Ohio, doing free signings nonetheless.
Yes.
Now he's at C2E2 charging $50 per autograph, selling out like a month before the con. Like, it's just so crazy, like the difference. I'm like, and since I missed out on him, now I have to go to, it's an excuse. I have to go to NYCC this year so I can get his autograph again.
Had him sign 2
there you go.
for free.
Mm-hmm.
That was my first like con signature thing, so I just assumed they were all free.
Yeah, big shocker.
It's like,
yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, when I said, hey Jarmar, like if I go and get Kevin Eastman's autograph, do you want anything? And I told him how much. He's like, oh, never mind.
It's like
he's like making a pile.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, he doesn't do it for free anymore. Hung out with Lou Ferrigno for like 5 hours when I was working 13 when I was 13 working at a haunted house he was at.
That's awesome.
I was on a first name basis with Gunnar Hansen to
nice.
The original Leatherface for some reason. Sometimes they like being normal people. Yeah, I mean, trust me, I have no problem sitting there and chit chatting with them. It's just one of those things where like if there's someone else with me who's not like into that kind of thing, I'm not going to force them to.
Or you're not going to hold up other people that are trying to.
That's another thing. I'm not going to be that asshole. I'm not going to be that asshole who's sitting there with their beer going, "Oh, that's so interesting. I have no clue what any of this is, but wow." Because I guarantee you, she had no clue what the fucking Ewoks cartoon was.
I was gonna say, how could you imagine not knowing what the animated X-Men series is? Like, I don't know if that's possible.
Well, then on top of that, so he had pictures from everything he'd been in, which I thought was hilarious. Like, he was so sweet, like the guy who played Beast, and like he had like a live action thing he was in. He was in some sort of like Viking warrior movie, and he had like the poster that he was on, and it was live action. Like he actually like acted in it. It wasn't voiceover. And she was like, "Oh, were you in a video game?" And he was like, "No, that was a movie." And she's like, "Oh, I was about to say they really nailed your likeness."
They did, because it's
I'm like, that was what I said. I'm like, yeah, that's because it was actually him.
I'm curious now. What was his name?
I know his last name. His name is Buza. I think it's George Buza. I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Yeah, George Buza.
Yeah.
Hey, he was from Cleveland.
Really? I had no idea.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, super cool dude. It kind of was a little reminiscent of
not what I was thinking.
It was kind of reminiscent when I met Frank Miller. Like he's at that age where he's just like he knows where he's at, and he's just chit chatting and telling stories, and then he realizes like, oh, that's right, I'm doing work here. Like when I met Frank Miller, he literally sat there for probably a good 3 minutes telling me a story about when he was at his boys' school as a child, like sneaking out and getting like beat by the nuns and stuff. And I'm like, oh, cool.
What?
Oh yeah, Frank Miller is not all there anymore.
I know, it's kind of like that. It's like
Ohioans for the
like,
win.
hey,
I don't know about that. I don't know.
Go back.
There's very few good Ohio exports. We have a lot. We have very few good ones compared to
you just
bad ones.
are missing them. That's all. This is a lot.
There's a lot more bad ones than good ones.
Think of this. There's a lot more good Ohio exports because a lot of them leave, sadly. So there's a lot of good things to come from Ohio.
I mean, your only example is LeBron James.
Well, no, that's just like a recent example.
Rob Dyrdek from Ridiculousness.
Rob Dyrdek? Yeah.
He's from Ohio.
You're telling me that Holly Berry is not a good export?
Ohio?
Yes, sir.
I'm calling bullshit on that.
Look it up.
I don't believe that.
Steve Harvey's from Ohio.
What?
Steve Harvey's from Ohio?
You
I feel
guys
like
are dead serious.
I feel like you're just making this shit up. Now.
You're fucking dead serious right now.
I guess
You
I'll
didn't
watch
know
the
that.
replay later
I
since
was
I'm
at a-
probably middle now.
I was at a brewery a couple weeks ago that had like pictures up of everybody that's from Ohio, like famous people on it. I didn't see Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey is from Ohio. I'm telling
I'm
you.
That's
Googling
cool.
it 'cause I don't believe
What
it.
is
I'm
it
not going to
called?
doubt you.
I mean, The
not gonna
Miz.
doubt
Yeah,
you.
I believe that.
I could have made that up.
Um,
Look, Holly Berry, born Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah. Wes Craven was from Cleveland.
I'm telling you, there's a lot from Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Here we
That's
go.
not even like music side. Then music is like a whole other thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was slightly off. He was not born in Ohio, but he was raised, like he grew up in Cleveland. He went to
Mm,
Glenville High School. So that was,
I don't know
you
if
know,
that counts.
it technically counts. It technically
I
counts.
don't know. I mean, Drew Carey. I mean,
Drew-
listen, I love Drew Carey, but like, I wouldn't say that he's necessarily like a huge like deal, right?
So you're gonna tell me you guys
I
didn't
mean, he's
know
the
Adam
host
Sandler
of The Price is Right.
wasn't, you know?
This is true. I mean,
Adam Sandler's not from Ohio.
I know. I was trying to see what I could throw in there just to see.
wait,
what
is fuck, what's his actual name? Ah, shit. I want to look it up because I don't want to be that guy. Hold on. Someone pointed out something in the chat, and I want to. Oh no, JJ. Is J.K. Simmons from Ohio?
Mm.
Someone in the chat said.
I mean,
J. Jonah
Superman's
Jameson
from
and
Ohio.
Spider-Man. Superman? Which Superman?
Well, the creators of
The
Superman.
creator of Superman.
Wow.
Yeah. Because
Which
Superman
Superman?
is from Krypton.
Krypton.
Or
Yeah, but-
Kansas.
Krypton
Yes.
was a metaphor for Ohio. It felt like
I
a
mean,
different
we did
planet.
have a chemical spill that is probably going to eventually like blow us off the map. So it's similar to what happens on Krypton.
Do you have anything, Nate?
I do.
Yeah, go ahead. By the way,
Just-
J.K. Simmons is from Michigan, not from Ohio. Alexa Bliss.
Boo.
Alexa Bliss.
Boo.
So I only have a couple
Boo.
of things, but first thing I want to show off is something I forgot about a couple weeks ago, but I didn't show it off. But I did get my Super
Hey.
Spin Orbit
Oh.
Vita.
Such a good
Wait.
figure.
Oh, Michael showed it. I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. So that's why.
Jamar's was like, I've seen that. You're a liar.
And then I did have a pre-order from Walmart of all places come in, and everything was great. So I got an exclusive, and that is the
Ooh.
Arc Commander Havoc.
That's
This
neat.
is the first release of the Clone Wars 20th anniversary little sub line up there, which is not the cartoon, not the CGI cartoon, but the overall Clone Wars itself. The branding started in 2003. So the micro series came out in 2003.
Oh.
The novels started coming out in 2003. So they're using this as an excuse.
Not gonna lie,
but-
if they give me like a Grievous and a Mace and an Obi-Wan in that line from the old cartoon, I'd probably consider buying them.
Oh, you're gonna
Yeah.
do the 3 3/4?
Only because they'd look really cool in those cards with
Yeah.
those figures.
And they
Sure.
also look really cool off the card because I did open. Because I wanted to make sure I got a good one, so I ended up ordering 4 of them. And they did arrive in a box, and I got one that's perfect, and I got one that I was like, well, I'm just going to open one, and then I'm going to take the other 2 back, or I'm going to find somebody if somebody wants them for what I paid for them. That would be easier than taking them back, but that was the plan all along, just to make sure I got a good one. And then this arrived yesterday. So this was something I ordered a while ago, but I also did not expect it to arrive so soon. And that is, well, this is how it came in the box. I did. I got 2 of them. So this is how it first shows up.
Oh, it's that deadline.
Deadline?
Oh, because everyone was like, "Oh my
Oh,
God,
yeah.
Mo 2 is
yeah.
over. They're done. They're killing
Yeah.
the line." And then like a day later, they're like, "Here's a bunch of new shit." Whoa.
Yeah. So yeah, this is some nice. I like this packaging.
That's cool.
So we've got the front image here, and then we've
So
got
is
the
this
Masterverse logo.
Exclusive, or is this what they're going to?
No, this was exclusive. This
Okay.
was a Mattel Creations exclusive. And I get it. I get why this figure is not on mainline shelves, just because I just don't think it would sell, but it would sell to the hardcores that would like this. So this is like the super powered up He-Man version of Evelyn at the end of the show. So we've got some nice artwork on the back
Okay.
that shows her looking all cool. And then you open it up, and then it has this. I actually had this as
I was
a
like, it's
cover.
empty.
Yeah, I got ripped off. So it actually like came with like this on this side, and then you could open it up.
Okay.
And then she was in like a little cardboard prison kind of thing, but you could flip it around and it becomes like a background for her, and her accessories are down here. But the figure itself is pretty awesome.
I'm digging his character a lot.
Okay.
So
Dude,
yeah,
she's fucking ripped.
Yeah.
yeah. So she also looks like a dude from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Holy shit. It's because she has like an 8-pack.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She has an 8-pack
In the
that
eyes.
face is totally,
Yeah,
this is JoJo, like totally 100%. But it's a wired cape.
Oh shit.
It's got this soft goods going on. Came with total of 6 hands. These effects, this crown thing. I mean, this is a really cool figure. This was like, I think like $32, and as an exclusive. So I mean, I bought 2 of them. So I actually bought one for a friend, unless they don't need it, and then I'll see if somebody else wants it. But I just was like, hey, this is cool. I don't even know that if it's sold out yet on the website, and that's okay. But I dug Revelation, and so I really liked. I've gotten all the characters so far, and so I thought this was cool, and I really like it.
Is she barefoot?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
They're
She
like
is
little-
not wearing a ton.
See, like I always,
Not at
whenever
all.
figures do the barefoot look, I feel like they always fuck it up because they don't know how to do the ankles to make them not look like cankly because they're so used to having them so thick for like boots and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not terrible. Yeah, like she looks like she has normal human ankles.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And even if she does have cankles, she's pretty strong.
Yeah, because
So,
both Marvel
I get it.
Legends and like the WWE lines both have done bare feet characters, and both times I'm just like, your calf just kind of goes straight to your heel there, bud. Like there's no
Yeah.
there's no shape.
And
So
who are you to judge?
my final purchase. We got to discuss.
Oh no,
All
is
right.
is it
So-
questionable or is there a story?
It's just there's a lot of things to go over here. But this past weekend saw the release of Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves,
Oh,
and
such a
I
good
did not
fucking
see
movie.
it. I didn't see it yet. I want to. I hear it's great, and because of all the good word of mouth that I'm hearing from people who like the game, people who don't give a shit about the game, people who know nothing, they like it. I was like, you know what? There's one figure that's going to be potentially hard to get if I end up really liking this movie, and that is the Chris Pine figure that is an Amazon exclusive, which is dumb. I don't understand that idea. That's the most recognizable person in the movie. That's probably everybody coming away is like, that was my favorite character or whatever.
Mhm.
Maybe not. I don't know. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and order the Amazon exclusive, and I'll worry about the other ones when I find them at Ollie's.
You're not wrong.
So he arrives, and you got your.
Oh no, how bad is the face?
I'll tell you, it's not as bad as what is on the back of the box. Okay, let's start there. So first of all, it's this chintzy. I'm gonna block this out for a second. So I mean, it even tells me on the back, the box is made of paper. It says a paper box. This is a shitty box. Okay, it's so thin. Like, so if you take the cardboard out of it, cardboard tray. This is a shitty box. All right. Let's look on the back. All right. So you got the nice painting there of what is, I think, a Hemsworth, but I'm not entirely sure. But it looks a lot better than this guy on the back.
Wait, what the fuck?
So I think this is like Zachary Quinto or I don't know.
Oh my
I don't
God.
know. I don't know what's going on in the back of the box here.
What?
Can
How
Chris
did
Pine
this
sue
happen?
them over this? Like this is terrible.
thankfully, the figure does not look like this.
What they
Okay.
doing? His
Wait,
nose.
but wait, why? What?
Why
did
does
they?
it look like this? I don't
Why
know.
did they?
I don't know.
Oh
I don't
my
know because
God.
again, these are these closed package. I have not seen any of the other Dungeons and Dragons figures out of the box.
I've seen
okay?
pictures.
I
They are
don't-
not great.
I don't think anyone. I don't think
Like,
anyone.
what's her name from Fast and the Furious does not look like her at all. The only other one I was thinking about getting, there was the other two were fuck, what's the older guy's name? I don't know why. He's a famous actor.
Oh, Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant, yes, thank you. Like he does not look like him at all. The girl, the short like ginger with the horns, she
Yeah.
actually does look like herself, which is like impressive.
But that figure's not out yet.
It's not.
Or at least
But like they've
Hasn't
shown
even
like
been officially announced.
but there was like a prototype. Like it wasn't a digital render. Like it was like proper
Okay.
prototype of it shown off.
Maybe they did announce her. But all right. So
Next, they did a live stream. They announced her and they announced
okay.
the second owlbear. So to answer your question, yes, Jake, they've done the white owlbear and they're doing a brown one next.
yeah. So
I was just gonna say, you think this is why this is Amazon exclusive because they fucked the box up, and they're like,
So-
no one will see it if they just order it from Amazon.
Jarmar, we might want to. You and I, in particular, need to be cautious on this next part here because this is a
Oh god.
Hasbro product. But so here he is, and he looks sort
okay.
of like Chris Pine,
Yeah.
but also a bit like Eli Roth.
Oh man, I feel so vindicated right now.
It's just poor lighting. And well, first of all, let's specify
No,
that
it's a shitty figure, Jarmar. It's a shitty
Wait.
figure. So
let's specify though, just for the record.
Dylan McDermott.
Dylan McDermott or Dermot Mulrooney, you can play at home. So before we get any further, let's okay. So he comes with his ukulele.
It's
Um,
a loot.
Okay, so his ukulele is on this like little guitar strap thing, and that's cool and all. And he does have like a knife and a sheath, but I don't know if I want to. Like it's in there somewhere.
Oh,
He also
okay.
comes with this, which if you've seen the movie, maybe you can tell me what it is.
Yes, it is a tablet that brings one person back to life.
Oh, okay, great.
Oh,
It's
okay,
very
that's
useful
cool.
then. Let's take a look at
It's
these.
very
Look-
useful.
Can you see the gap
Oh
in
my
these
God.
joints here? So I'm not one. I honestly, you guys have been around. You use at home that have watched the show. I actually really don't complain a lot.
You don't
on the
nitpick at all.
figures
no,
that I
right?
get.
Like you're
I really don't. But this is ridiculous. I mean, these gaps, like I cannot push them any harder. I've tried to like heat them up and push them up in.
You have
It's
to
not
heat them up and pull them out and like
The
snip them
same
or something.
is going on with the legs. I mean, it
These
is
are like
just-
The legs don't look as bad as the.
Yeah,
These
but if
aren't
you-
made by McFarlane,
turn
is
them-
what you're sure.
Well, the head sculpt is but like there's it depends on how you turn it. It depends on how you turn it. There's a super gap.
Yeah.
This feels like a dollar store figure with extra articulation. But like this arm never goes down. If you try to bring his elbows up, it just makes this gap even larger. It's just the detail is just it's not that.
It does look weirdly
detailed. It's
shiny.
very bland.
Mhm.
It's very shiny.
Just-
He doesn't really smell like anything. I was thinking maybe he would like stink like chemicals or whatever, but
Mm.
I just if this was any other company, I would be like, okay. But this is Hasbro, and like I mean just compare it to like this Doctor Strange from last year. I mean, this is just a
Yeah.
way better figure. It's just the pieces work better together. It's just a better figure. So obviously, they were the budget wasn't as high on
Mhm.
these because they're like, oh, it's an untested property.
Which is a shame
that
because
sort of
like it's
thing.
doing really well. The movie is.
Well, but they didn't know. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons in the past has not necessarily had the best of luck, that kind of thing. But so not only making him an Amazon exclusive, but it's a terrible figure. The quality is not there, and I mean it was $25. So this was the same as any other Hasbro current on the shelf figure, and I'm just like this is bad. This is really bad. Now, once again, it is not as bad as whoever this fucking guy is.
I just
But-
don't get how that render was worse.
Yeah, I want to know how they
Right,
went
and
from
they're-
that
and
to
they're
that.
like,
Like
yeah,
that.
let's print this. Now, granted, they just stock it at Amazon and nobody sees it, but
But like,
I mean, yeah, I guess technically speaking, no one would go on the shelf and be like, "Oh, that
Right.
looks terrible. I'm not going to buy it." At that point, so like, I can
Right.
see that, but still, like, I don't know if I'd want to put my name on that, like, as like a stamp of
Yeah.
approval kind of thing.
however, they
Yeah.
are like the figure does look better than that. So
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
yeah. So I
they're
guess
setting
maybe
expectations
that was what it was.
lower.
They were like, "This figure
Yeah.
already looks bad. So how can we make it look better? Make the box art look super bad." So people were like, "Oh wow, this actually isn't so bad after all."
now this might just be wishful thinking or whatever, but I in my memory, the Steve Trevor figure we got from the first Wonder Woman movie was better than this, but I don't know anymore. I will not.
Ooh, that would be a good comparison.
I will not, no matter what, how much I love this movie, I will not purchase any of the other figures for more than $10.
Like the human characters, or just in general.
The human characters, at least. Like if the owlbear comes out and looks really awesome, in hand, then but I would still probably buy those on clearance. I don't know, because they're probably going to be close to $40 or something like that. But yeah, my first excursion in this, it's not good. I don't recommend it.
Because I've heard that
Anything
like
more than
the creatures aren't bad. That's the only thing good I've heard about this line.
I'd be curious to see those, but I don't know.
I think my biggest concern is the fact that you said it feels cheapy would be my biggest worry. But like owlbear looks badass, and I've almost considered it myself.
But and then I look at the dragon, which is only $35. It also feels super cheap because it's like partly out of the box. It feels more rotocast than anything, so it's it's not really all there. So it's just like
yeah. So that kind of makes me hesitant. So I looked up the Steve Trevor figure. It wasn't great. If you take into consideration that it's like 10 years old at this point.
It's at least 6.
Yeah.
We're
So,
talking.
like,
Wait, has it been that fucking long? Jeez.
Wonder Woman 84 was 2020, I think.
Yeah.
So
what? That's upsetting.
Why is
Wonder
this
Woman
thing here?
came out
2017.
So it's been
Wow.
6 years.
6 years. 6 years.
Wow.
So 5 years ish. So like you take that in consideration, it's not bad, but still not good. Like I would if you put that and what you have in your hand over there, I'd choose the one you have over the Mattel one.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Come on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's not.
I just
great.
pulled it up.
So like on
They
the
get the
shelf,
highlights in the hair though.
standing there from a distance, it's serviceable.
I think
but once again, coming from Hasbro and seeing what they do with Star Wars and seeing what they do with Marvel and now seeing what they do with Indiana Jones, and I get these are different teams, and maybe this is and I don't mean this is a crack, so don't come at me in the comments, but I don't know if this is the Ghostbusters team or like the Fortnite team, like the Overwatch teams, these teams that tend to get put on a line and then it's done in a year or less or something like that. So I don't know. I don't know if this is not the MVPs. They don't have
that's one thing that doesn't
team.
make sense to me is with these teams. Like I get they're separate teams, but they don't seem to use like the same methods across things. So that's one thing I didn't want to get into it, but like the Indiana Jones figure, the one thing that stood out to me is the way that the interchangeable hands work. So traditionally, like I don't have any Star Wars figures on me, but the Star Wars and the Marvel Legends all have like the little peg system, right?
Oh well, yeah.
Well, that hand's gone forever. So Indy does not. Indy has a fucking ball inside, and that hooks onto it.
Weird.
So you have like no articulation.
That is the Star Wars team that's working on those.
Yeah, so like that's what I would assume, because I'm like, it's Lucasfilm and all that, so you assume that they do the same team, and like the figures are beautiful. Like they've got like dry brushing on his hat and his jacket, like it looks incredible. Even like the bottom of his pants has some like dry brushing for the dirt, but that was just weird to me. I'm like, why? Like you have all these molds that you could be using for this. Why would you decide to do that for the hands?
Yeah, that is odd.
Ghostbuster team. The package is bootleg as fuck. Okay, maybe hold off on
It does
Owlbear.
look like it's fake.
Looks like Chris Pine did a selfie series.
That may be. Maybe they just had the actors
They're just like, here, scan
do
your
the
face with this app
with his
for us since we
phone.
don't want to fly you
Yeah.
in. They should do prints of those Motu box art covers.
Dude, I would buy all of those. Any of that artwork from even the
Also,
Origin stuff, which I don't do a lot of. I would love, if nothing else, I would love an art book released at the end with all that stuff in there. I love art books,
Well,
and so
tweet at Pixel Dan. I'm sure he'll have it happen.
I just feel like they should design like the boxes and stuff for a lot of other people, because like just the opening experience is always so cool with some of these like exclusive things that you get.
right.
I think it's because it's exclusive though.
Yeah.
Because even like
Well,
Hasbro
yeah, I mean-
exclusive stuff does the same thing. Like look at Serpentor
Yes.
and all that. Like the GI Joe shit
That's fair.
that Nate
That's
pulls
fair.
out that's exclusive always looks fucking badass.
I guess I should buy more exclusive stuff then.
Yeah. Edison sold prints of GI Joe classified boxes. He did. Yes,
I
those
would
art
love more of
books.
that.
Yes, I bet artists sell prints. So yeah. Guys, got anything else?
I don't actually. This was a pretty nice. This is the pace I like. 3 or 4 things at most, 2 maybe.
See, I like it when you have 30
be...
things each week because it saves us. Because Jarmar has nothing. I have a bunch of shit that was already on my walls. Like,
I have 2 packages coming from Pulse, and one that I can't quite identify, which I think I know what it is.
Don't you love that? You get a notification from the shipping company, but not the actual place you bought it from. So you're just like, I don't know what this is from.
Right. And if it's what I think it is, it's going to be awesome to show next week. But
So
it's not coming until Friday.
From my least favorite 1/12 scale company?
No, that's coming too. But yeah, that's not what I'm talking about. Yeah, but that is also coming. So.
Also, I don't know if you plan on keeping yours or not. But apparently, if you give him a nice soft bath with like microfiber cloth and some water, he looks a lot better.
What are we talking about?
The '89 Batman from Mezco.
When you get him in the box, they put this.
It's finally happening.
They put this powder on him so he wouldn't stick to the plastic of the packaging, but instead he just looks like ashy Batman. So. Like, they actually sent out an email to everyone with a statement saying, like, here's how you wash your Batman so that way he doesn't look this way.
Why didn't they put that in the box?
I'm assuming that they probably were like, oh, people will either just not care or they will do it themselves. Not realizing that, no, we just assumed that given the quality recently of Mezco, that it probably was just shit. Because so far, the past, like, couple releases they've done have either been QC issues or just really shit quality. Like the Superman had a bunch of issues where like he's kind of scrawny, and they changed the chest emblem and made it smaller, which makes him look scrawnier, and his head looks too big. And then I think it was the Bishop figure had some QC issues where a bunch of them had like a broken arm or leg or something like that, like right out of the box. So it's not been great.
Making me worry with the Turtles. I assume they'll just do a really good job because.
Well, here's what's going to happen with the Turtles, Jamar. In 6 months, Mez is going to announce that he wants to do a seamless body for the Turtles. And then in 6 years, they will finally release, but they will look like they have not used lotion ever in their lives. And then you'll be like, oh, these are terrible. So then they'll release an email saying, hey, just give them a light bath and they'll look better. And then 6 years after that, the bodies will start to deteriorate because it's fucking rubber and it shouldn't be used as the main fucking source of your action figure.
True, all that.
Yeah. It's the thing that at one point I was one of those people who would like fucking fell on every sword for that company, and they just shit the bed.
Seems like you're not loyal enough.
Is Nate getting the Canon Cameron Transformer?
The what?
The one that looks like an actual like SLR camera the Canon.
No,
Oh,
no.
that's cool.
I assumed
No.
you wouldn't, because you only do like stuff that like is reminiscent of the G1.
Yeah, certain characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, from shows or comics or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Plus, I already have reflector, so that to me is a camera, even though it's not a working camera. Or refractor.
Is
whichever
this one a working camera?
As far as I know, if it's the one I'm thinking of, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it was a working. I knew it was like a replica, like it looked just like it, but I didn't know it was a working camera. That's cool.
That sounds cool.
That sounds terrifying though to transform.
I could be wrong. I thought
left
that's
my
what it was,
SD
but-
card in there, and now
otherwise,
it's broken.
Yeah, now I can't get my SD card out.
Because like I said, I do have reflector, which that's 3 different robots that go into a camera, so I do have that.
Heard that. Don't do business with Mezco. This is a good note. Yes. Don't do business with Mezco.
Until they make a property that you really want. So then you have no choice.
True.
That's okay. Jarmar will never get his turtles anyway. NECA will do.
As long as they never charge me for it, I'm good.
I mean, they already took your NRD. That's their bread and butter. They're actually not a figure
what's
company.
funny-
They're an NRD collection company.
Yesterday, or no, I think it was 2 days ago that I got my shipping notice for Batman.
I
That
still
was a
haven't gotten
month.
mine.
Oh, that was a month after they charged me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they that's their new thing is they charge seemingly a rate while it gets on the boat to get to the US, and then don't start shipping until like a few weeks after it actually gets here. Which is wild. Expect like a couple of years ago, it was like they charge you and the next day you'd get shipping. So I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
It's absurd. The things that have changed with that company.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, not to mention that they apparently had an issue where they accidentally put the Batman figure up for sale like in stock for like a couple days, and people were ordering it, and then they had to cancel all the orders and email everyone to say, hey, sorry, that was an accident, you're not getting anything, but we'll give you your money back.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Damn.
And I'm just like, realistically,
Well, hey, that just goes to show resellers that somebody might actually want it if you don't want yours.
but here's the thing though, like that the market for that's gonna be so saturated that you can get it for far below retail, because there's people who are trying to unload it because it's a real bad looking figure to begin with, and like it was a limit of 6 per person, so
yeah,
like there's gonna be plenty of people trying to offload it fast. Like there was people who were trying to get ahead of the game who got it like the first wave of shipments, and there was like, I want $275 for it, and I was like, good luck, bro.
$270.
Good luck.
Get out of here.
Like,
yeah, I'm planning on putting mine in my 89 display and just, if it's a shitty figure, it's a historical
yeah,
representation.
It's the Batman figure that took 3 years to come out.
And by the time we got it, it was like,
yeah. I will say this: once you give it the rub down, it does look better.
Oh yeah.
Like someone took a picture of it like after they like got rid of all the weird dust, and it looks like a night and day different figure.
If I gave this girl a total clean down, I could take care of Batman.
Jesus Christ!
Look, I had to. We don't know what kind of situation she was in.
Oh,
that's
I feel like I saved her.
You should really give that to Michael so you can do a Let's Pose.
Yeah,
video.
no, I'm good. Just so much isn't a lot of articulation.
I filmed a video ahead of time before I cleaned her, and that's the season finale of this season of Smell My Figure.
Turns on the
and you're welcome. Good night, everyone.
Yeah,
that is the podcast idea right there.
Oh, Jesus Christ. If you have stuck around this long, thank you. And if for some reason you are stuck around this long and you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, helps us out, gets you a bunch of toilet content in your feed. Let's Poses, reviews are going to be coming back here next week. We've got the weekly live stream. We've got the podcast. You'll especially want to tune in for next week's podcast because we do have a very special guest with Big Nerdy. You can check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Modern Toy Fair. If you're on Twitch, give us a follow. Thanks, Rob. after that, I don't know where to go. Jarmar, over at metal.tv/Jarmar Games. If you would like some awesome t-shirts with our logos and stuff on them, or a show me your nip shirt, or a sticker, or a mug, or a book, whatever.
Or a shirt with my face on it.
True, we have we've got the
Become Brave.
cool Become Brave shirt. You can head over to
my dad got his on his birthday. He was thrilled.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, tpublic.com/Modern Toy Fair. Link is in the description below if you're on YouTube. If you like
her abs are on the flap of that box.
God.
That's her abs.
That's pretty awesome.
That's really hilarious. Awesome. If you'd like to support us in this crazy journey, patreon.com/Modern Toy Fair. You can do several different tiers. You can suggest the weekly fake podcast to Nate. You can go through and get physical prints of the photos I take for the reviews. You can become a guest for good old Onlyfigs. And soon we are going to have some Patreon exclusive episodes of the podcast that will be hitting there as well. So stay tuned for that. But hopefully we'll see you next week. Same toy time, same Toy Fair channel. Thank you for watching.